Hello friends, I am SM Siddharthan and welcome to InfoCrown. Today we are going to learn about chess notations. Before moving on to today's topic, do not forget to click on the red subscribe button and turn on the bell to receive notifications from this channel. Okay, let's start. After learning about how to play chess, the next important thing is to learn about the language of chess, that is, the chess notations. Chess notations helps us to represent each move played in chess. Okay, let's move on to the basics. In a chessboard, there are 8 horizontal rows and 8 vertical columns. Each row is called a rank, while each column is called a file. The intersection of the ranks and files forms a square. For example, take the E file and the fourth rank. The intersection of these rank and file is known as the E4 square. Okay, now let's see the chess notations for each pieces on the chessboard. Now let's say that the king wants to move to the square G3. How do we represent it? It is simple. We just put the first letter of the piece. In this example, it is KG3. We use a K for a king, Q for a queen, B for a bishop, R for a rook. Here is a problem. As the K is already used for the king, what letter do we represent for the knight? So, we use the letter N for the knight. Now, for a pawn, you must have thought that the letter P. But that's not. For a pawn, we use no letter, just representing the square it goes. Okay, now let's see the chess notations for capturing a piece. We write the X letter for capturing the piece. In this example, the pawn captures the knight on B4. We say it as CX B4. C for the file it was, X for a capture and B4 for the destination square. Okay, now let's say the bishop on H6 comes down and takes the bishop on E3. We note it down as BXE3. B for the bishop, X for the captured piece and E3 for the destination square. Now, let's see the chess notations for a pawn promotion. When a pawn moves to the last rank of the board, we generally add the is equal to sign and the first letter of the piece in which the pawn promotes to. For example, we say that this F pawn promotes to a queen. We say it as G8 is equal to Q. G8 for the destination square and is equal to Q for the promotion of a queen. Okay, now if the black pawn on B2 captures the knight on C1 and promotes to a queen, we write it as BX C1 is equal to Q. B for the last file in it and X for the capture and C1 for the destination square and is equal to queen for the promotion of a queen. Okay, now let's see the chess notation for a check. We use the plus symbol for representing a chess. Let's say that the bishop in F3 goes to F7 giving check to the black king. We represent it as BX F5 plus. B for the bishop, X for the capture, Fy for the destination square and a plus for the check. Okay, let's see another example. Let's say that the rook on the a3 square moves to a8 and gives check to the black king. We represent it as r a8 plus r for the rook, a8 for the destination square and plus for the check. Okay, now let's see the chess notation for representing a checkmate. We generally use as symbol for representing a checkmate. Let's say that the rook checkmates the next move by capturing the knight on h8. We represent it as rx h8 ash, r for the rook, x for the capture, h8 for the destination square and ash for the checkmate. Now let's see the chess notations for chessel moves in chess, that is en passant and castling. First let's look at castling. First let's do the kingside castle. We represent it as 0-0. Okay, now let's see for the queenside castle. We represent it as 0-0-0. Okay, now let's see for the en passant. Black moves his pawn to e5, providing an opportunity to use the special move en passant, and white accepts it and uses the en passant move. We notate this move as dx e6 because the last place where it was in the d file, x for a capture and e6 for the destination square. Now, let's see the chess notations for two or more identical pieces at the same places. For example, the knight on c6 wants to move to e7 as it was double attacked by the rook and the pawn. But the problem here is the knight on g8 can also move to e7. If you simply write n e7, it's wrong. So, to solve this problem, we write the file, the rank or both in rare cases and where they were and which place they go. In this example, we say it as nc e7, n for the knight, c for the last file where it was and e7 for the destination square. Now let's say that white's rook wants to capture the black pawn on a6. He wanted to capture with this map. But how can he represent this? First, we need to see if they are in different files. If they are in the same file, you need to use the ranks now. This rook is on the 8th rank and this rook is on the 1st rank. So, we write this down as R8 XA6. R for the rook, 8 for the rank it was, and X for the capturing the pawn, and A6 for the destination square. Now, let's say that white wants his queen to capture the knight on D8. He wants to capture the knight with this queen. He cannot represent the file as this queen is also in the H file, and he cannot also name the rank as these. The 4th rank is in this queen. So, these are very rare cases in which you need to use both the rank and the file. In this example, we say it as QH4 X E1 ash. The Q for the queen, H4 the last where it was, X for the capturing the knight, E1 for the destination, and the ash for it is a checkmate. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you learned something new today.